we have the capacity to hatch up to 300,000 baby chicks every 21 days. And if we put those in the rotation, we have the capacity to hatch up to 100,000 baby chicks every week. So let's say if we're selling eggs according to the market value anywhere from 60 cents to 80 cents, 100,000 eggs every 7 days or 300,000 every 21 days. You do the math, family. You know, this is like a cash cow here. And all my life, I grew up working in factories. I never imagined myself owning one, and now I own one. So.
Keep it farming with AIM Agriculture.
Hello friends and family, my name is David Franklin, COO of Harmony Village 100, and you're here with AIM Agriculture, and also I'm also the Vice President of Diamond Farms. This is our chicken hatchery. We're a fully integrated chicken hatchery, meaning that we will be doing the table eggs, the fertilized eggs, the DOCs, and also the chicken meat. So we do it all here. So come on into my chicken hatchery and let me show you what we have going on here today. And this here is our washroom and shower, men's and females, which is part of our biosecurity measures. So any visitors would have to go in, take a shower, and they will have to put on one of our uniforms along with our rubber boots. All right, and what we have here is our shower room. So any visitors would have to put on our uniforms and boots. First, they would have to shower, and that way this cuts down on any bacterial germs that they might be bringing in from the outside, which is part of our biosecurity measures.
Thank you. Bona David.
Yes, sir.
It is a pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you too, Antonio.
Be with you. Finally.
For sure.
3 weeks postponing.
Oh man, busy.
I was quite enough, but I'm here. I was also quite unwell. Guys, I'm so happy to be in Rwanda. I'm not only in Rwanda, but today I'm meeting a very brilliant mind, all the way from Michigan, back home. And this guy is doing it. David, I must congratulate you.
Thank
just
you,
from an overview that you're doing it.
Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, like, share. Remember also to check out on Harmony Village 100. They have a YouTube channel. Also subscribe. Watch much about them on their YouTube channel as we bring you their story and as they tell us exactly what they are doing. Pleasure. We can't wait to hear from you, Mr. David.
Sir.
Nice show.
Thank you. Welcome friends and family. My name is David Franklin, COO of Harmony Village 100 and also Vice President of Diamond Farms Rwanda, where we are now. Diamond Farms sits on 5.5 hectares. So as you can see, we have plenty land here to raise chickens, both organic and range-free chickens as well. And in terms of biosecurity, Rwanda, they are very strict when it comes to biosecurity. They can show up on us at any time, so we make sure that the site is very clean. We have a special solution that we have to walk in before we enter any of the chicken facilities or just entering the property, period. And what we have up here, these are 3 sheds that our parent stock birds are going to be housed in. We have roughly 3,500 layer hens along with 450 roosters to fertilize those layer hens. And each shed will have roughly 1,100 layer hens along with 150 roosters to fertilize those layer hens. So each layer hen can produce up to 1 egg every 26 hours. So we round that off to about every day. So we'll be producing over 3,000 eggs a day. And again, we're a fully integrated farm, chicken hatchery. So that means we'll be totally self-sufficient. So we'll be producing table eggs, fertilized eggs, DOCs, which is day-old chicks, and also chicken meat. Not only are we going to be a totally self-sufficient farm in terms of chicken hatchery and broiler meat and table eggs, we're also going to put a power plant on our property as well. So a solar powered plant. So here, as you can see, these roofs get perfect sunlight, so we'll be totally off the grid from producing our own power. So if you guys come with me, I'll show you what we have in terms of our broiler. So if you come on with me, I'll take you inside one of these sheds. This right here is a special solution, biosecurity measures that's required. And also protects any birds from disease that may be on our feet. And what we have here, this is just half of our parent stock. Again, as I said, we have 3,500 total. So as they grow up, we're going to separate them into each sheds as they get bigger. And we have 450 roosters as well to fertilize the parent stock. How we first got started with Diamond Farms was our partner Olivier. You know, he approached me and my brother with the idea of starting a chicken hatchery. You know, he told us that the chicken market, not just only in Rwanda, but in East Africa as a whole, was very unstable, and that it's tremendous benefits in the chicken hatchery. So upon our research into the chicken industry here in Rwanda and also East Africa as a whole, we found out that it's a chicken shortage. Not only a chicken shortage, but an egg shortage. So we decided to take a chance at it, and it's been paying off tremendously. And we're very happy with our results. And what we have here, this is our parent stock. We have about 2,000 birds here. As you can see, the males are marked in blue. So that's how we distinguish from between the two. And as they get bigger, then we'll expand them out into the shed. And then eventually, we will separate them into the 3 sheds. And we'll start producing table eggs, fertilized eggs, as well as DOCs and broiler meat. We were actually buying 5,000 DOCs a week from other companies. It was a company here in Rwanda we was purchasing from, another company in Kenya, and also Tanzania. So we found ourselves that we were spending a lot of money just importing DOCs that we could otherwise be saving and keeping in our pockets. So it was obvious to us that we needed to get our own parent stock. So this is it here. And not only are the chicken prices very unstable here in Rwanda, what we found out also was that almost all of their poultry meat is imported. So that alone created a tremendous opportunity in chicken farming. So that's why we decided to get into this. And also we will be producing, at the height of our production, we'll be producing over 3,000 eggs a day. So that's a tremendous opportunity. It's a lot of money. And man, you can get rich over here. So that's what we plan on doing. And not only are we planning on getting rich, but we give a lot of money back to the community as well. We have 3 schools that we support in the rural district, where we buy uniforms, we buy food, they call us, we help out wherever we can. So the money that we make is definitely going to a good cause. And also, we've created over 25,000 jobs here in Rwanda. So we're definitely doing our part in the community. And this particular site that we're on here, it was actually pre-owned by another chicken hatchery, but being that the prices were fluctuated, it ran them out of business, and they couldn't sustain. So this site here was the perfect site for us. It was already set up, and actually we have 10 sheds just like this on this site. And our site again sits on 5.5 hectares, so this site is perfectly set up, already ready to go. So that's where we're at with the site. Our biggest challenge here was just the knowledge in as a whole, just gaining the proper education. For instance, when we first started with our DOCs and we would put the bedding down and the food, what we found out was that a lot of the chicks, they started to just eat the wood shed. And we experienced a few losses with the chickens eating the wood shed. So we learned from that experience. So now what we do is we put the food down first for about anywhere from 7 to 10 days. We let them get a taste of the food before we introduce them to the wood shed, so they would be able to distinguish between the wood shed and the food. So that cut down on a few losses for us. And also another challenge that we learned was setting the incubators to the right humidity and the right temperature. We had a few losses there being inexperienced, but as we learned and gained more education, we got better with the incubators. And also another challenge in the beginning was the feed. We were spending an enormous amount of money on the feed. So what we did, we came up with our own feed mix. We buy the regular corn feed like everybody else do, but we also have our own special mix again, such as thyme, fermented milk, honey, cabbage, and also we add garlic water to our feed too, that, and a few other ingredients that I can't tell you about, blows it up, and it cuts our feed cost down by about 50 to 60%. But anyway, this particular mix of feed brings our chickens to size 7 to 10 days sooner to market size. So that was another learning experience for us. But we're gradually working out the kinks, and it's getting better and better all the time, for sure. So again, here at Diamond Farms, we're fully integrated, as I said. We'll be producing not only the table eggs, but the fertilized eggs, the day-old chicks, which we will be also incubating for anybody who doesn't have their own incubators. We could also incubate your chicks for you and produce them for you that way. And also we have our own slaughterhouse, so we'll be slaughtering our own chickens according to halal standards as well. And we're fully integrated, guys.
I'm so humbled again to be with you. I've listened to your story, or rather we've listened to your story, and we always give farmers some advice. I being a poultry expert, actually, that's my career.
Come on, give it to me. I want to hear it.
Well, I'm so impressed by you taking a step of importing the parent stock.
Sure.
That is one way of success.
Absolutely.
When a farm imports its own parent stock, it means that farm is going to be sufficient. Mm-hmm. Like at the moment, we're having a shortage of chicks in Africa.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah,
not just in Africa, even in the US.
Yeah, if you buy chicks, they will tell you, wait until next year, mid, I don't know. So you see, by you having your own parent stock, that's a plus. Mm-hmm. But now that you have your own parent stock, this is like your bank. You need to really take good care of it.
Absolutely.
Very important thing that I've noted with your flock is the bedding. Mm-hmm. The bedding is moist.
Okay.
There's a lot of caking. For example.
Well, actually, you want to know what the bedding is? That's the food, the feed that we just laid down for them to eat. So now that's the bedding that we just put the wood shed on top of the food.
Great.
So that's what that moistness is.
It's a good thing, but then it should not be moist.
Right. Okay.
There should be as minimum, as little as much moisture in the bedding.
Sure.
The reason being, when you have moisture in the bedding, this creates a conducive environment for multiplication and sequencing of the coccidia.
Okay.
And once your birds here are attacked by coccidia, you are out of the game.
Gotcha.
In 2 weeks, not even 2 weeks, in 7 days, you are out of the game.
Okay.
Coccidiosis and Newcastle disease are the major killers. But this is something you can control.
Yes.
If I look at your feeders, you see your feeders are right on the floor.
Right.
And if I look at the drinkers you're using, the drinkers are bucket covers.
Okay.
This is not recommended at all. At all. You should use the drinkers for chicks. We have drinkers called baby drinkers. And they should be suspended. They should be in line with the back of the chicks.
Okay.
Well, this is something that I've found with so many farmers, and I've really advised them, and my followers know that, and they have really improved, and it has really worked for them. So just suspend it. Buy the baby drinkers. They have got a ring on top where you'll tie a rope, and then you suspend it on the roof, so that then it can just be a little bit suspended and it can swing. Okay. Then the chicks now can drink water directly like this.
Sure.
And like today, where they're drinking from down, they're also stepping in the water.
Sure.
And they're bringing the spillage.
Absolutely.
Then the spillage goes to the bedding, Then the chicken in the evening, they lie on that bedding. So the warmth generated by the body of the birds incubates the eggs in the coccidia eggs in that wood shaving. Then now it hatches. When it hatches, now it's in active form. Then the chicks again consume it because the feed trough is on the floor. So coccidia getting in contact with the feed trough and the feed is very easy. The chicks now feed it. Now when they feed coccidia when it's in active form, it immediately now starts functioning. It will attack the linings, the iliums of the ilium lining of the bird. And then you'll see the bird start producing a white chalk-like poop. When it proceeds after the incubation in the windows, you'll now see the chicks start producing the chocolate dropping, mixture of blood and the feed. When it's in full bloom, the chicks not feed. They're just drooping feathers, too much blood, diarrhea, and at that time you're really losing birds. So if you can try and bring in now the correct drinkers, suspend them. Bring in the correct now feeders, or rather you can even try to lift up these feeders. You can put bricks underneath the feeders. Then the chicks now can feed from there. The bedding was very, I can give you a plus. You had the right bedding. This is wood shaving. Wood chips. The only problem, actually even the depth is good. It's between 4 to 6 inches at some points. The only problem I have with it is that moisture, getting in contact with it. There's something I learned from you, which I'm really going to ask and know much about it after this interview behind the camera, about that thing of mixing your feed with honey and the other secret Coca-Cola ingredient.
Fermented milk, and also cabbage and carrots, which is not that expensive, and it just blows the feed up, it
really
blows the feed up.
So at this point, have you had any mortalities?
You always have a few, when they're babies, a couple. You're always going to have a couple.
Mechanical, maybe.
Absolutely.
Accidents.
So, some of them, they might smother each other, suffocate each other. So we had but not very many at all. I would say our mortality rate has been right around 10%.
That is normal. According to the age that the chicks are. But David, one thing that you should understand is you are now a breeder. You are not a commercial producer.
Absolutely.
Now, for a breeder, you really pay attention to a number of things. One of them being biosecurity. That one I can give you 100 marks you've scored in biosecurity. You can see even AIM Agriculture today is not in its normal signature clothing because of biosecurity here. You've done enough spacing of the structures, guarding of visitors, which is good, and ensuring that you stick to the farm gear. But now when you're doing a parent stock, you have to separate males and females from the day go.
From the day go, and why do you say that?
From the day go. We try to separate the males from the females. Even the feed that we give the males is different from the feed that we give the females. For the breeders. That's why when they are at about 4 months old, we bring them together, but we give them different feeders. There's a feeder for the males. It is bell feeder. It's quite big with bigger holes. And then when you are putting it in the chicken house, you suspend it slightly higher because the roosters will be huge and taller. The hens will be small-bodied and shorter. So we suspend these feeders in a way that the hens cannot access the feed for the roosters. Then we have a feeder for the hens. It is smaller, but then it is lengthy. It's not a bell feeder. But then what makes the males not to feed on that feed, it has got, I can call them like separations, like cages. Just split, or it's covered with the wire, whereby only a small head can enter. The female heads have got a small wattle. So then it can comfortably fit. But the males have a big head and a bigger wattle or a bigger comb. So it can't fit there.
Sure.
That's how we do it.
Okay.
So it's good that you separate them, and also separate them so that they get used to each other. If you don't separate them at this early stage, and then you just bring them together,
Okay.
when they continue being brought together,
Okay.
there'll be a lot of fighting.
Okay.
Yeah, amongst the cocks. But when they're brought together up at this early age, they'll also get used to each other. So you'll have minimal fightings when you bring them out to the family.
Well, actually, it's funny that you say that because we're planning on separating them in about the next couple of days.
Great.
Yeah.
So that one you should do it. But for the structure, I'm happy it's nicely done. So I think the only thing that you need to pay attention to is the feeders and the drinkers.
Sure.
And you are in the game.
Sure.
So guys, David is going to take us to the next phase where he's going to show us around, and he's going to show us the incubators that they have. Then he's going to show us the slaughterhouse, and then he will tell us much about Harmony Village. What about Harmony Village, and maybe a brief story on what really motivates and drives him to take up Harmony Village. Thank you so much. It was
Thank you, sir.
nice speaking to you. We can move to the next phase.
And in this shed, what we have here is we have the other half of our parent stock and also roosters. Biosecurity measures. Here's the other half of our babies. So right now we have the males and the females together. The males are marked in blue, and within the next day or two, we'll be separating them. All right, friends and family, where we're getting ready to enter here is our shipping and receiving area, as well as our incubators where we hatch the fertilized eggs. So come on in, let me show you what we got. Okay guys, what we have here, this is the shipping and receiving area. This is where we do the egg packaging, as well as the vaccination area, which is on the other side. I'll show you that. This is just a few boxes that we have here. And what we have here, these are the egg trays that goes inside of the incubators. So the eggs, they sit in here for 14 days. After 14 days, we take them out of the egg trays and we put them in the hatching trays for the last 7 days, which are right next door. So these here are the hatching trays that they sit in for the last 7 days before they hatch. As you can see, the baby chicks can hatch right out their shells, and they'll have a soft landing, so they won't hurt themselves or even kill themselves with these trays here. Okay, come around this way. So once they hatch, this is the first area that they come to. This area here is the vaccination area. So this is where the chicks are vaccinated at. So right here is the cooler where we keep the vaccines at. And also, what we have here is also the freezer that we go pick the vaccines up at. So they'll be at the perfect temperature according to Rwanda regulations. So here, once the baby chicks hatch out their shells, what we do is we collect them, we put them in here, and this is the vaccination machine. So we slide them in here, and it's just a little mist, just shoots down and mists them, and they're vaccinated from here. And once they're vaccinated, either they go to the customers, or either they go across the street where we rear them up to raise them as chicken meat. So this area here, these are our incubators. And we have 12 incubators total. Each incubator has the capacity to hold up to 25,000 fertilized eggs. We have the capacity to hatch up to 300,000 baby chicks every 21 days. And if we put those in the rotation, we have the capacity to hatch up to 100,000 baby chicks every week. So let's say if we're selling eggs according to the market value anywhere from 60 cents to 80 cents, 100,000 eggs every 7 days or 300,000 every 21 days. You do the math, family. You know, this is like a cash cow here. And all my life, I grew up working in factories. I never imagined myself owning one, and now I own one. So yeah, family, if you want to partner with Harmony Village 100, you know how to get in contact with us, harmonyvillage100.com. Man, let's get this money, family. Let's get it. So I'll show you what they look like inside. So this is what they look like inside. So each one of these hold 25,000 eggs. And at the bottom here, these are the humidity pools, what the water sits in. And it just evaporates to create the perfect amount of humidity so the eggs can hatch properly. Show you here. Here's just one of the egg trays that slides into each incubator. These are the hatching trays, I'm sorry. The egg trays, they sit inside of here for 14 days. After 14 days, we take the eggs out of the egg trays and we put them in the hatching trays, and they are in here for 7 days until the eggs hatch. So the eggs hatch, boom, they have a soft landing. We collect them, take them to the vaccinate them, and either we rear them up or we ship them out for sale. And that's how that goes. Four of these total slides into each incubator. So these just slide right in, just like that. And that's how we get our 25,000. So 4 of these slide right in, and which is a total of 25,000 eggs. We would like to make tremendous returns, along with creating tons of jobs and also helping out in the community. And contact Harmony Village 100. You can go to our website, harmonyvillage100.com, or even our YouTube channel. All right, here, fellas, what we have, friends and family. What we have is the, let me start off. So what you would do, you would contact us at harmonyvillage100.com, or myself specifically at christopher.franklin@harmonyvillage100.com, or you could even call us on our phones. The website has all of our information there, and what we will do then, we will guide you through the process in which it takes to come and join us. It's a simple packet that you fill out, a questionnaire that we'll send you, and then we'll fill out all your documentation on our end. We'll email that documentation back to you for your review and approval. Once you approve it, if you're local in the vicinity where we are, we would do a face-to-face notary session and sign all the documents and close the deal. If you're not, we can do a remote closing, a virtual closing from anywhere on the globe. So the process is very simple, and we've streamlined it to be that way. So it's very easy to join us.